Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Be a Better Baddie. My name is Quenisha, and I am your host, coach, teacher, and fellow baddie. Today, we're talking about being in the driver's seat of your life. And yes, it is based on a TikTok that I saw. But before I get into that, I want to let you all know that we are having another Better Baddie Experience 12-week planning session May 30th. So before we start the month of June, let's take some time to set our goals for the next 12 weeks and make sure we are really locked in. The biggest difference between the first iteration of this event and the second iteration is now that we have an established community, you'll be joining that community of women that already went through the first Better Baddie experience. Along with your ticket comes access to that WhatsApp group where we check in every week about our goals or just ask questions, random things that may come to you that the women in this group are well positioned to answer. There's also a change in the size. I want a very intentional group of women in there. There are only 6 spots available for this group. So again, if you're in Houston and you're listening to this, and you know you want to get in the rooms, get your goals set, and get started with them, join us. I'm going to leave the ticket information in the show notes. The last thing I'll add on is that I'm adding on follow-up coaching to this. After going through this first iteration, people would really benefit from accountability group or group coaching because the real problem is sustained follow-through. Once we set our goals, we are good, but it's the follow through. It's the actually making sure that you do prioritize it every week, or when you do hit a stuck position, you have some way to overcome that hurdle or someone to talk to about the issues that you're facing. So I'm introducing the coaching add-on as well, which you'll see in the ticket information. I'm going to meet with you all every 2 weeks, make sure we have some accountability systems, structured check-ins, most importantly, protected time for your goals. When you have this protected time to prioritize what is going on in your life, which really relates to what we're talking to today, you are more likely to achieve that. And it's going to give you more momentum. So again, if you are in Houston and you're interested, the information's there. I may introduce a virtual option. I'm not sure. If you're interested in the virtual option, let me know. But let's get into today's topic. We are talking about being in the driver's seat of your life versus the passenger seat. And when I saw this on TikTok, it was framed in like a work setting where there's a manager and the manager isn't really talking to the group that they're managing about what the goals are or the priorities. When the manager introduces something, a new project, a new goal, the group may be thrown off balance by like, whoa, what's that? Because they weren't in those conversations or involved in any of the decision making. So when I heard that TikTok, I immediately thought, you want to be in the driver's seat of your life at all times so that you do know where you're going. As the driver, when you're driving the car and the car speeds up, you are aware of that because you were able to scope out the traffic and you then said, I have space to speed up. Let me press the gas. As the driver, you can also see, oh, it's getting a little congested right now. Let me actually press the brakes. Let me slow down. So the changes in speed, direction in the car, as the driver, you are aware that it is coming, because you scoped out the context and then you made the decision to prioritize your safety, everything that's going on with the car. You want to keep moving forward in life, right? You prioritize all of that and you made a decision. You're very aware of how everything feels in the car. You have a good handle on it. The passenger, on the other hand, isn't as aware of the car. So maybe the car speeds up or slows down. It feels sudden to them because they're like, whoa, wait a minute, we were just cruising and now the wind is blowing harder or there's a jolt. Ultimately, we all want to be drivers in our own life. You want to be able to going on and then make the appropriate reaction and you know why you did that. You know what's coming, right? Versus being passive. Some of us are active leaders of our own lives. We take the time to set aligned goals, recalibrating our goals as needed. knowing what we can and can't control, among other things, right? You are actively engaged in all of the decisions of your life. But again, here's my caveat: no, you cannot control everything. You know that, I know that, we know that. We know gray areas exist. This is not TikTok, okay? And then some of us are passengers of our own lives. You may have another person or entity in the driver's seat. That could be your spouse, your family, your job, your friends, right? The biggest difference I see between these two is the driver is more proactive and the passenger is reactive, right? If you're a passenger in your life, if your job says do this and you're letting your job drive your life, you react to that, right? You just kind of drop everything else that you have going on because my job said I need to do this, so I need to do this. I want to leave you all with three things that you can do in your weekly or your daily routine to make sure that you're the driver of your life, because we can set goals, we can join the accountability group, but if you're not driving, it doesn't matter. You're going to go wherever the driver takes you. When you're the passenger, you're just going wherever they go. No, you are driving. Okay. So here are three things that you can add to your life to make sure that you are the driver of your life. Number one is to take note of either your daily top three daily top priorities or your weekly top priorities, whatever works best for you. I tend to use both, right? But I will say I lean more towards the daily. Here are the three things I need to get done today for me. I decide what that is. If that is work related, cool. If that is personal, cool. If it's for Pierre, cool. It's okay if it involves other people, but I made the decision that this is a priority for me today. It didn't just pop up on me. It wasn't a reaction, right? It is me proactively saying, here are the three things that I need to get done today. So take stock of what needs to be done before life hits you. You can do this early in the morning. You can do this the night before. I tend to do both. If I know that it is a stressful week and I have a lot to do, sometimes I'll do it the night before so that when I wake up, I can just do my morning routine and get straight into it, or incorporate it into my morning routine. One of the worst feelings is reaching the end of the week or the end of the day and realizing you didn't do anything you wanted to. And it happens sometimes when I'm at work. I will have a plan. I'm like, these are the things I'm going to do today. I check my email and I'm like, oh, I actually need to push that thing back. I need to do this thing actually, right? That's me being reactive. I can be as proactive as I want, but something else came up and I need to take care of that. But I'm still aware of the things that I need to do. By no means am I saying this is foolproof. If you write down those top three things, then you're going to get them done. But I think having them in mind and knowing that these are my priorities, it gives you more purpose and it's a driver for you, because then it's not like, okay, whatever else you want to do, I'll do it. No, I actually have things to do, so let me get this done so I can get to the other thing. The second thing you can do to be the driver of your life is create boundaries. I know this one's really broad. Initially, I was like, oh, say no. But I think it's more than saying no, because sometimes saying no isn't really what you need to do. Also, saying no to everything is not realistic. Like, you're gonna have to say yes to things, because if you say no to everybody, you're gonna be alone, and nobody wants to be alone in any aspect. Like, we all want friends, at least. So anyways, that's what I was thinking. And I think creating boundaries, I think creating boundaries is a broader context, and it's a level down from just say no to what doesn't serve you, because you have to say yes to things that don't serve you. Now, when I say create boundaries, I mean, let's say you're going out with your friends to dinner and your friends are like, oh my God, like, let's buy this bottle for the table. And you're like, I actually just want, maybe you want no drinks. Maybe you just want one particular drink. You don't want to have a bottle, right? And let's say this is a reoccurring thing. At some point, you need to create that boundary. And I know boundary sounds like a very scary thing, but just say to your friends like, oh no, I just want to buy this one drink. Y'all get the bottle. That's it, right? Because at that point, you're letting your friends control what's going on. If it actively goes against what you want, You need to create a boundary around it. So, whatever you have going on in your life that may tend to infiltrate your personal desires and needs for yourself, you need to create a boundary around that thing. The last thing you can do this week to take control of your life and be in the driver's seat is stop multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. You cannot do multiple things at one time. And believe me, I love to try to believe that I can do multiple things at one time. I can actively talk on the phone and journal and listen to music at the same time. No, you can't. Even when I do it now, like let's say I'm working out and I'm on the phone, I'm giving maybe the phone conversation 50% and my workout 50%. So I'm not giving either 100%. Therefore, what am I really doing it for? One of the things that I'm really working on is being more present and intentional with the things that I do. So even when I work now, I work from home, it's easy for me to do multiple things like I used to have on the TV or talking on the phone with someone. I can't do that anymore. I really want my brain to focus deeply on what I'm doing and get it over with, because otherwise I'm dragging it along. It's not working. And I know habit stacking is a popular thing where it's like listen to an audiobook and brush your teeth at the same time. I think certain things can work together, but it has something to do with like the amount of brain power. I didn't do any deep research into this, but I'm just going to rely on my own hypothesis. The more deep thinking you have to do for a particular task, the less likely you are to actually be able to multitask. For my deep working tasks that just requires my brain to really work, one thing at a time. This is going to allow you to be more in tune with what you're doing, get more done, be more focused. That makes you a driver of your life and not just a passenger. When you're trying to multitask and try to handle multiple things at one time, it doesn't work and it just isn't it. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think about these 3 things that you can do to become the driver of your life and not the passenger. And I know many of you are already the driver of your life, right? If anything, I'm just emphasizing things that you already do, just bringing it to the forefront. But let me know what you think in the comments. Send me an email, a DM, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.